Welcome, welcome. Welcome back to another episode of the Hangout. Firstly, I want to say again a massive thank you to everyone who has been listening and keeps on listening and supporting and doing all the good stuff. I love it. Big appreciation and so much gratitude for kind of like allowing the journey a little bit for me, you know. I'm going to do it, but it always helps having some people behind me sort of saying that they're enjoying it, or, you know, any of the things. I think it's so great to hear, and it keeps me motivated and inspired to keep doing this thing and take it to the next level, which I have plans to do. And it's all happening. It's just happening slowly. You know, life is also doing its thing. I'm now working at Bayside, and I'm setting at Bayside. I set yesterday, and it was hard work. It was fun work. It was awesome. Really, really enjoying it. Big shout out to Bayside for letting me jump on and set and coach and do all of the above. This episode is part of that dream where I want to create the education and the information around not just Melbourne, but Australian rock climbing, and go deep into the stories of the people and the stories of the history, and really try and educate and create a community and a culture around Australian climbing, create a stronger, more conscious climbing community, I think is always the goal. And this episode is basically like you can look at it as a digital guidebook, almost an audio guidebook, where my guest, Brooklyn Whitehead, she first came into my sphere, my knowings, because she has a YouTube and she creates content, and her content is really well filmed footage of climbs around the Blue Mountains. And with this trip that I just had up to the Blue Mountains, I was watching everything that I could on all these bangers and these classics and all the spots. So I had the idea to reach out to her, to have her on and speak to her about all these cool places. And she did amazing. I think the information helped out me a lot. I broke down a list of so many different things that she spoke about, and I got to basically none of it. Like, there's just so much to do up there. So if you are making a trip to the Blue Mountains, then this episode is one to listen to and one to return to. Like, I can't wait to go back to the mountains and chuck this on the way up, because I just left so much on the table up there, and she recommended some really incredible, cool, fun, funky climbing, and her videos showcase that. She's got such a nice style to watch when she climbs. If you haven't, check her out either on Instagram or YouTube. She's real smooth style and transfers like a Coolum style to the Blue Mountains, and it's fun to watch, and it's well filmed. It's her and a partner kind of doing a little duo thing, which is really, 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 really sweet to watch. But refer back to this one. Super informative. She just gives out classics. If you want classics, this is it. So kick back, relax, go for a climb, go touch some rock, enjoy the weather that we're having in Melbourne, maybe in other places too, and enjoy episode 14 of The Hangout with Brooklyn Whitehead.
Basically, rock climbing became a way of life.
You don't want to get halfway through and not be recording.
Oh, dude, I've fluffed up so many episodes.
Yeah, I bet. It's all part of the learning process, though.
Totally. Yeah. There's been, it's frustrating when you're like, I haven't lost like a full episode yet, but I've lost like good chunks.
Oh, true, really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Nice.
That's unfortunate.
You ready?
I am.
Sick.
You might have a drink of water as well.
Yeah. My mouth tends to get a little dry. Cool. Well,
I'll let you lead the way. I guess I've never done a podcast before, so...
Oh, you haven't?
I'll let you... No. So I'll let you stare at him whatever direction.
Just steer it. Okay, sorry. I thought you said stare at any direction. I'm like, it is awkward because, there's no like, eye contact because, if I was looking
Yeah,
at the
you're on a
camera,
camera.
but I'm not. I'm kind of like looking at you while speaking to you.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Cool. Well, first potty. Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
time
generally
for
I do
everything.
like a little like like, oh, this is who I'm speaking to today, like
Yeah.
off camera, record that later,
Mhm.
etc. And I also use like what we talk about in the episode to be like, this is what's coming up, that
Yeah,
sort of thing.
sweet.
Obviously, well, I suppose if you listen to episode 1, then yeah.
Yeah. And I'm halfway through episode 2 as well, so a little bit more.
Cool.
I think I'm at the point where, like, because I was at the gym watching it and I had the video part of it on, and then it just stopped halfway through. I'm like, what happened to the video? Was that another instance?
That's one of the fuck ups, yeah.
Yeah, which doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
Yeah.
The audio's still there.
Audio's still there, but there's this music in the background of that one as well.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, a perfect scenario I don't think has happened yet. But fingers crossed for this one. So
it's probably very rare. Yeah.
Yeah. Until I've got like a studio and it's just like everything's locked in and I don't know.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice. Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Nice.
Very excited.
Yeah. I first heard about you and one of my friends who I'm going on this Blue Mountains trip with in April.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like sent me your YouTube and he's just like, this is some like good like footage of routes in the Blue Mountains that we can actually see and watch. So then we started watching a fair few of those. And then, obviously then started getting enwrapped in your content and everything like that as well, which is why now I've brought you on, because I said to you, I haven't had I've only had one other, I think it's 2 other Blueies climbers on.
Yeah.
But we never actually spoke about like the Blue Mountains specifically.
Which is surprising because it's like one of the best climbing places in Australia.
Yeah. Or they can just go in so many different directions, these things. And
of course.
My bad question asking never really got it there. Yeah. So I would really like to use this opportunity with you to kind of delve into the Blueies and to delve into what it's like. So then I'm sure there's people like me that have never been there or plan to go there, and we can kind of get like a good lay of the land of how it all works because you've been putting in some time in there.
I try my best too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's people who know more. I'm sure there's people who know less, but we have
any information is helpful.
Absolutely. But first, like, hearing your accent, I guess I want to know a little bit more of where you've come from and how you ended up in Australia, but then also in the Blue Mountains.
Yeah, so I guess I was born in New Zealand, lived in Auckland for most of my life, and then I moved to Australia to meet my dad and hang out with him. Ended up living with him for maybe a year and a bit, then sort of ventured off, did my own thing. I started working for a solar company in the city, and the guy I worked for, he was a climber. And we went hiking a few times and did stuff outside of work. And then one day he asked me if I wanted to go climbing, and he took me trad climbing out in a climbing area back in Queensland called Buttress. Mm-hmm. And I was terrified. I hated it. It was the scariest thing I ever did. Never wanted to do it again. And then a week later, I found myself in the climbing shop buying climbing shoes. And I was like, sick. What am I doing? But I guess it was something that scared me, but it was something I was really interested in at the same time.
So, that is interesting. Yeah. First experience trad climbing is... Yeah, I think a lot of people's entries in the climbing gym, and then they make their way out and slowly get into the more scarier things. But
it was probably 6 months of trad climbing before I even stepped foot in a climbing gym, so quite a while. But I wasn't like lead trad climbing. I was just seconding up stuff and learning how to play scare, and then I did a few trad leads on like grade 12 and 13, but that was the most I was kind of doing.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, so a bit different to everyone's like first climbing stories, I guess.
Yeah, totally. Like I was similar in terms of finding myself in the climbing shop buying climbing shoes, but that's because I just like loved top roping in a gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's such a different experience to be fully out there. Like I don't know how long it was until I think it was maybe only maybe 2 months or something like that after touching plastic that I was touching rock and being like, whoa,
Oh,
this is
really?
different.
Yeah.
This is so
Yeah,
much different out
cool.
here. Mm-hmm. So no climbing in New Zealand at all?
No,
That was
I
the
don't.
first
I
time?
don't actually know much about the climbing back in New Zealand. I know a lot of crags have been shut, so there's not as much as there used to be. But I think there's still some good quality rock around
Mm.
there. I just don't know that much about it.
Yeah, I don't really hear much about it either.
No,
I've heard it
no.
been, I know Cal Mather went there for a bouldering trip and it looks like
Yeah,
some
there's
cool
good
stuff, but
bouldering. There's a lot
I
of
think,
bouldering at Castle Hill and in
yeah,
Christchurch.
yep. But there's like pretty heavy ethic there as well, I think, as well.
Yeah, yeah. Like I think in Castle Hill, once you climb a boulder, you have to wash it afterwards just to help keep with the rock quality, I suppose.
Whoa,
Yeah.
nice. So then, yeah, first with your boss, so sweet. What an awesome boss. Thank you,
Yeah,
whoever
yeah.
that was. Um,
Yes.
got you out, and that's up in Queensland, Frog Buttress. But then what was
Yeah.
the decision to, was it because climbing took over and Blue Mountains was the area to do
Well,
it, or other things brought you to
I've
Blues?
only I have lived in the Blue Mountains for maybe 7 months now, so I like only just recently moved here. Uh, I guess I did a little bit of climbing with my boss, and then I moved to the Sunshine Coast and did a lot more climbing there. So at Coolum, Flinders, Pages, Brooyer, and then I had done a few Blue Mountains trips in the past when I started sport climbing, and then I guess my first experience of the Blue Mountains, I'd never been on a climbing holiday. This is my first climbing holiday,
Mm.
and I think we went to a crag called Jimmy's Cliff for the first time, which is like some really easy sport routes. I think the hardest thing there is a 22 or a
Mm.
23. And I knew from that moment that I need to move here. Like this, I want this place to be my home. So I guess it was just a matter of making it happen, which took a few years, but
Mm-hmm.
now I'm here.
Sick. Made it happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what? So being in the Blues for how long? Let's go to how long have you been climbing?
I think I started climbing June 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be just over 3 years.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool because yeah, the things that catch my eye is, I mean, I think it's a pin post, but you
Yeah.
climbing EIEIO. I guess that's how you
Yeah.
pronounce it. I'm not too sure, but a 28. So to
Yeah.
send that, yeah, in your short term, in short career of climbing is phenomenal.
Yeah, I guess I kind of like went full in when I decided I wanted to climb, and I guess I just for me I don't feel like it's that much of an accomplishment, which is like it's strange. Like it didn't feel that hard to me. I've done
Mm.
lower grade climbs that felt easier.
Mm-hmm.
So to say I've climbed grade 28 doesn't really mean anything to me. I know there's
Mm-hmm.
climbers out there that are stronger, and I don't really care about grades, but yeah, it's like I think that grades are subjective, right? And that was like, yeah, it's cool that
Mm-hmm.
I climbed 28, but I think I felt like it should have been harder.
Yep.
And I do think that maybe that climb is soft for the grade, but I'll still take it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's still
Yeah.
28.
Yeah, it could be soft for the grade. You can take it, but it's also still an impressive. Like I think that's what grades are good
Yeah.
for, is to kind of build out, um, probably just for yourself to sort of see that level of progression. But then also for me,
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't really been on too many 28s to be honest, but I don't know
Mm.
if I would be calling many soft. So it's just like it is
Yeah.
nice to, I guess, hear that, or maybe you just don't accept it a lot. But like, yeah, you've gotten
Yeah.
strong really quick.
Yeah.
And I guess, so, okay, because this is another thing that I looked at is once I actually found your crag, once you sent it to me, because I was
Yeah.
looking in
Yeah.
all the wrong spots.
It was
Um,
right there all along.
yeah, so silly. I'm like, she doesn't even have it. But it says that you joined the crag like, oh, not November 2024. And then you've got
Yeah.
all of these ascents. So like all of those ascents are from that date as well. That's all
I
basically.
Pretty much. I backdated a few climbs, like back in
Mm,
Queensland, but when I
mm,
first moved to the mountains, I started like logging everything. So there's probably some stuff missing from when I lived in Queensland, but
mm.
all of my Blue Mountains ascents are in there.
Man, that's awesome. That's so impressive to
Yeah,
be like,
yeah,
yeah. I guess a secret to the success is like the amount of ascents and the amount of climbs
yeah,
and the amount of time on
yeah,
rock that you've had, like having the opportunity to do that. What would
yeah,
you, I
absolutely. I
guess,
think,
attribute, yeah, to, um, like not even using grade of 28, but like
mm,
for your climbing caliber and ability and psych, like where has that actually come from for you to kind of progress relatively fast?
that's a good question. I think, like, for me, climbing is never about grades and things. It's just like
Mm,
I love being out and with good people and climbing with good people and like being recommended routes to get on. So I guess there is an aspect of I did want to get strong quickly. So I spent a lot of time just doing like easier routes or like routes just under my limit. So trying to flash your on site routes.
mm,
And then I think when I did start to see the progression, then I guess the psych was there more. But I can't exactly say that there's like one thing that has me psyched. The one thing that
mm,
has me psyched is just spending time on rock. Just
mm-hmm.
love rock climbing.
Sick. It takes
Yeah.
over. Hey,
Yeah,
do you have
absolutely.
like, is there a sporting background that you think has sort of helped the
I
development or
did no sports growing up, like nothing.
sick?
Nothing at all. I
You
played
might be an
touch
anomaly.
rugby, like yeah, I
Yeah.
played touch rugby once, like
Mm.
for 4 weeks in grade 12, and that's it. That's all I ever did.
Man, that's good. Brooke, that's kind of impressive.
Yeah.
It's very impressive.
Yeah, I suppose a lot of climbers that tend to progress quite quickly, I find they have a lot of like gymnastics or calisthenics
Totally.
backgrounds or
Mm.
something like body weight exercise sort of related.
Hmm.
I do notice that, but not for me. Never did any
Yeah,
of
that's
it.
sort of what I was thinking. I'm like, oh, maybe that was like something that's helped move through. But yeah, it's just you enjoying it. Like it's just you
Yeah,
having fun
just
on rock.
doing a lot of rock climbing. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, yeah, let's get into it in terms of the Blue Mountains, I think.
Mm,
Because using this as a sense of a guidebook, I think I'm going to refer back to it for my
yeah,
trip. Um,
absolutely.
and it would just be really nice to have an idea of, like, it is fun scouring the crag and finding routes and watching videos and everything like that. But,
Mm,
having the opportunity to speak to someone who's climbed a bunch of routes there,
mm,
um, I think it'd be really cool to know, like, places for me to go or listeners to go and find, classics from these different specific grade ranges that they can go
yeah.
and just have fun on, or if they do have the time and want to push their limits, then there's a possibility for that as well. Um, would you mind going through a couple of like the classic crags and then some of the climbs as well?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think the first classic crag that everyone thinks of, I don't necessarily think it's classic in my opinion. There's a lot better crags, but everyone seems to go there as their first time climbing in the Blue Mountains. Everyone goes to a crag called Wave Wall, which is in Centennial Glen. There's a really good range of climbing there is why I think it's so popular. So the easiest thing there I think is a 21. It's called Jaws. It's
Mm-hmm.
probably the most climbed rock climb in the Blue Mountains. If you look at
Oh, wow.
ascents, it's something stupid. There's it's a very, very high climbed climb.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got everything from 21, 23, 24. There's a really popular 25 called Rubber Lover. Uh, very, very popular. A lot of people love it. It's a heartbreaker finish.
Nice.
So a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm so close on it. I'm getting to last draw." And it's like, well, the crux is the last draw, so I would
Yeah.
I would hope you're getting there. But people love that climb for some reason. It's really
Mm.
popular.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
There is something
and
about a
then
heartbreaker climb that is nice as well, I think, where it's
yeah,
not like
absolutely.
a crux down low, and then like it is sometimes nice to have like a jug city finish all the way up to the top,
Yeah.
like celebratory. But yeah,
for
having those
sure.
climbs where it's just like dead point, last move, hard crux. You're like,
Yeah.
fuck, that's
Yeah, just
yeah,
low
after all this.
percentage.
Mm,
So much
mhm.
climbing to just fall off at the top.
Totally. Yeah. It gets in
Yeah,
your head for sure.
for sure. Yeah. Uh, I guess classic crags are kind of like relative dependent on what grades you climb. So
Mm,
for really easy climbing, where I guess you want like a small introduction to the mountains, if you're not climbing that strong, there's a crag called Jimmy Cliffs, which I
mm.
think I mentioned earlier. Really good variety of climbs. You can set up top ropes there if you want to. It's like slightly exposed, so on a clear day you can see some of the valley. You can see other crags from there too. It's really beautiful.
Mm,
So there's, I think, from like grade 17 to 23 there.
mm-hmm.
Uh, I don't know the names of the climbs off the top of my head, but there's a really good 21 there that I think a lot of people do.
Yep.
Um,
Is there a spot? Because we're going to be going with my main climbing partner, but he's also got a
mhm.
family, and I'm going to be going with my fiance, and she, she's climbed, but also 17 on top ropes, probably where she's at,
Yeah.
So even something that's like going to be almost family friendly in a sense, where if they just want to have, is there something around that? Like even, can you get on
There's
some
yeah.
13s, 14s or something like that around?
There's a crag called Barden's,
Mm,
and it's this big flat wall. I think it's maybe 25-meter climbs, maybe 20. And they the range of grades goes from like I think 15 all the way to 24. So and it's
mm,
kid friendly. You walk down, it's like maybe 100 steps. You walk down through a valley, and then there's places to sit. Like it's super kid friendly. There's kids there all the time, and it's really good
nice.
climbing. It's like slabby face climbing,
Mm, mm-hmm.
which is pretty
Cool.
enjoyable. But yeah,
Cool. Yeah, that's, yeah. We'll do a couple of days, I guess, there, but also,
yeah.
hard,
But there's
harder
also
stuff as well.
back further towards the tourist track, or where you walk up to go back to your car. There's some really hard climbs there. There's a 26 that I think is like one of the hardest 26s in the mountains. There's 24s, 25s. They're all like 10 meters long. They're really steep and
Mm,
short.
mm-hmm.
So even if you have strong friends with you, you can still climb there.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
And then there's more climbing down further. If you keep going along the track, there's this big cave. And I think the easiest thing there is a 25, and the hardest thing there is like 32.
Mm.
So one of the best
That
26s I've ever done in that cave is called Way of All Flesh.
wave or flesh?
Way of All
Way of
Flesh?
flesh, sorry.
Yeah,
Flesh. Sick.
yeah.
That's going to be the trouble with this trip is like wanting to touch something that's on the limit, that it feels like
Hmm.
so purposeful, I guess, that I'm like getting a lot out of the climb,
Yeah.
but then also not delving into something where it's just like, it's going to be, that's 2 years. That's a 2-year project for
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
like trying to
Well,
balance it. Mm.
the beauty with this 26 is it's permadraws, so there's no commitment. If
Right
you
up
think
on.
it's too hard, you can just walk away from it.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah, so it's nice, I think,
Start.
for the grade to have a
Mm,
climb with permadraws, because it's like maybe if 26 isn't your grade, you can
mm,
still pull onto it if you don't have people stronger than you to clean it, for
mm-hmm.
example. So I
Yep,
think it's a good measure.
that's great.
Mm.
Nice. I can already see like I can see your mind like when you were talking about Bardens and then you're like, oh, there's a cave lower.
Yeah,
Psyched.
yeah. Yeah,
Now
I just like
I
there's
can
so much
see your
climbing
psych.
within
Mm,
that one area that I'm like, oh,
mm,
this place and this place, and oh, you've
mm-hmm,
got to go to this place as well. There's just like
mm.
so much.
What would be then like what resonates most in terms of the question, I guess, but like your favorite, like what is the crag that you've just like fallen in love with?
So another good question, because I guess it's like there's certain climbs at crags that I really love, but I
Mm,
don't necessarily love the crag. So let me
mm.
have a short think about that.
You can do as
Actually,
long as you like.
I do have a crag. It's called the Egg.
The egg.
Yeah. And there's 424s there that are all different grades. They're not 24.
Right. It's a
One
spectrum.
one is one is 24, one is on the very hard end of 24, and one is 25 at least.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is like mid-range as well, on the hard end of 24s.
Cool.
That's a great crag. If 24 is your grade, it's a great crag to try to on-site them, because one of them is just absolute nails. The hardest
Really?
24 I've ever done. Yeah.
That's cool.
And then
I like
there's
them as
a
well.
26 there that is really, really good. I think is 3 stars. And then you've got 27. I think there's a few 26s and then 228. So it's a small crag, but it's all quality. Every climb feels different.
And what's I'm assuming it differs throughout the whole Blue Mountains, but like the rock quality throughout the whole place as well. Like I've really, the only places I've climbed in Australia is in Victoria, and Grampians Rock is special. Arapiles Rock is incredible, and then touching Blue Mountains Rock. Have you been down this way? Have you been down to Victoria?
No, never. It's on my list, but I haven't. Yeah, absolutely.
Sick.
The rock quality is good. There's a lot of glue. So there is, I suppose, it's sandstone, so there's a lot of reinforcement needed and glue, but I guess in well-trafficked crags, the quality is very good.
Yeah, especially I guess if you're going, that's just been like repeated a bunch as well. Yeah,
exactly. Like if you go to crags where it's not too popular, obviously you can expect to maybe blow off a few footholds and things, but overall the rock quality is pretty good.
Psyched. Cool. Nice. And any other standout routes or crags?
What kind of grades are you looking for specifically? Because I can recommend directly for you that I think you might like.
Well, I think, I don't know. I'm going into a strong training phase as well. So then I'm hoping I could knock down a 25 pretty fast. I've flashed 24. So like that would be somewhere around, I could just go off that, off that limit. But then, I don't know, like also a nice flowy 20 to on-site is such a nice feeling as well.
Good
like it's, but I don't know. Yeah, I do want to push and, on my off days, just do some low level fun stuff.
Yeah. I think a crag that comes to mind for me is a crag called Logan Bray. You've got, I think the easiest thing there is a 22, and then there's a like 3-star 25 that everyone loves. It's different rock to the mountains. It's all water polish from where the water runs down the rock. So if you have, one thing about the mountains is your body will feel good to climb, but your skin is usually just trash. The rock is very sharp here. So Logan Bray is the exception where it's water polished, so it feels really good on the skin. So if you're having a bad skin day, I tend to go to Logan Bray, and you can still climb 23, 24, 25, but you don't risk losing skin. There's a lot of really good 23s. I think there's maybe 5 23s at that crag, and they're all different from each other. They're just all quality. So I think that's a good crag if like Logan up Bray to 25 is your grade. Yeah.
Circle that one.
Yeah.
Cool. And I hear like people talk about Bluey Style also being like Blue Mountains crimps. I think they come in through my ears every now and then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that quite consistent throughout the crags as well?
Absolutely. Like a lot of the hard climbs is pulling down hard on small edges. That's if you were to sum up the climbing in the Blue Mountains, it's pulling hard on small edges.
Yep. Nice.
So and make sure you have strong fingers.
Yeah, I rely quite heavily on like body position and movement. I feel like quite tall, so I carry a bit of weight, and I don't know, down pulling strength I don't think is necessarily like my forte. But hey, and I see like just watching your content as well, there's a lot of knee bar climbing. That's pretty consistent.
I think no. Like there's a funny saying that people in the Blue Mountains don't know how to knee bar, and for me,
you're a column climber.
because I'm a Coolum climber, I tend to just find them
Uh-huh.
everywhere. So that's
Yeah,
where it
okay,
comes from.
sick.
There's not really many, but I just tend to find them. You watch
Mm.
like beta videos of other people doing the climb and no one's wearing knee pads. And I'm like, there's a knee bar, I'm gonna use it.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's just a style thing. Because, like, I think, yeah, out
Yeah.
of all your videos, there was like, I'm pretty sure you were at least wearing one, sometimes two,
Yes. I think a lot of the
maybe.
maybe the videos I put out, they do have knee bars. Like there's a 27
Mm.
I did recently and no one does the knee bar in that, but I found that.
Mm.
Uh, and then another 27 called Some Violence and Sexual References that has a lot of knee bars. So that's just standard. There are some climbs with knee bars, but not that many.
That climb is also the climb I think that I reached out to you on as well, because that, like, the last little section of that is what you had filmed in a reel or something like that, I think,
Yes.
as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
And that looked sweet. That looked almost like
That
a heartbreaker as well, like kind of pulling
oh,
into
it
that
is.
shouldery move, and then yeah.
Yeah. A friend of mine was trying it with me and I think he fell off like 3 times at the top. Like you have
Oh,
this big glory jug that you're going to and you have to rock over on this hill and he was just
mm,
missing it and it's like 25 meters of climbing just to fall
mm.
off at the top. It's absolute heartbreaker.
Sick. Yeah, write that one
Yeah.
down as well. But
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I you got that one second go as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like I
Beast.
feel like maybe it was a total fluke. Like I went up it
I
the
don't think
first
so.
time.
Mm,
I said to some of my friends and my partner, I'm like, I'm gonna try do the second shot. Never done a
mm,
27 second shot. I think
mm,
I've only done one 26 second shot, and I was like, no, I'm gonna set my intentions for the year. I'm gonna try really hard. I'm gonna try do a second shot, and I went up it. I didn't even do the last move. So the last move is the crux, and I
mm,
was like, oh, it's too hard. I can't do it and like kind of played around with the holds a little bit. I knew what they felt like. I'd seen a video of another girl climbing it and came down to the ground. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go until I fall off because I like to do that. I'll go up a climb, do the moves if it's too hard for me, and then I just have a red point and just you just
mm,
go until you fall off. And
mm,
I did that, and the cruxes kind of separated into two sections. There's kind of two cruxes, and I got through the first crux, and I'm on the rest jug before the second crux, and I was like screaming at the girls below me that were belaying and watching, and I'm like, I don't know what to do because I hadn't even pulled onto that section. I just didn't
mm.
do it, and then something just happened, and I just did it, which was amazing.
Cool. Comes together.
Like,
So kind of like a
yeah, it
flash the
was.
second half as well.
Yeah, pretty much that last section before the anchors. There's like
Mm-hmm.
a little slopey hold, and I obviously I hadn't felt it, and I thought it was a jug. So it's like if I can just get to there, it'll be okay. And I'm like rocking up over on my heel, and I grab the hold, and it's nothing. Like you wouldn't even stand on it. It's not even a foothold. And I was
Mm.
like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to throw for the last move. So I was like, you just have to go. So threw for it, like almost fell off it, stuck it, and I was like, oh my God, I just did that second go. Like, I did not think it was possible, but it
Yeah.
just happened.
You've whether that's the videos that you're putting out, I'm not too sure, but
Mm,
like you have a style that looks like you're not exerting yourself a lot as well. Like if you're saying that in that, like, that last section of sexual
yeah.
references, some violence and sexual
Mm,
references, it kind of, it does look like, especially second go, like once someone's been working a route for so long, it kind of looks like a dance,
mm,
and they're moving through it
yeah.
efficiently. But to hear that it was second go, to hear that it's also cruxy as you have
Yeah.
like a very smooth style, which is really nice to watch.
I will admit that any videos you've seen of me online, they're filmed after sends. But
Oh, okay,
they
okay,
do
okay.
they do
Yep.
tend to go very similarly. When I climb,
Mm-hmm.
it's never like I'm throwing myself at the wall, like exerting really hard. I just like
Mm.
my style of climbing is like stay really calm and just
Mm.
like
What's
try
it?
to try to flow as much as possible.
What allows you to get into those calmer states?
I think it's a lot of like self-talk
Mm.
and breathing. Like breathing is really important for me if I feel myself like starting to get pumped or starting like I know that being pumped equals being stressed. So I think it's really
Mm.
important to try to like minimize the pump. So breathing as much as I can, like shaking out at every single hold possible. Like
Mm.
sometimes I'll be on the wall for an hour on a long climb, but it's like I refuse to climb like chicken wing pumped because I just won't. Like
Mm.
I will shake out for 10 minutes if I have to before I climb like that. It's just not who I am.
I wish I had that philosophy. I
Yeah,
watch any
yeah.
video of me and I'm just like this the whole way
Yeah.
up.
It's so good. I love seeing it. I love
Yeah,
seeing
it's
people
so
chicken wing
sick because
because
they're
you can
fighting. Yeah,
see, yeah, you can
yeah.
see in their body
Mm,
language, like, oh, it's so limit. It's
mm,
amazing. Yeah,
yeah. That's why I like to get around people because I'm like, I've
yeah,
been there. I know what they're
yeah,
doing.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Um,
It's very relatable.
and then self-talk as well. Like I think that's quite a big one to touch on. Like breath,
Mm,
I find is incredibly important, and
yeah,
also I think breath and self-talk go very hand in hand. Like
yeah,
if you're not in your breath, you're not present, which is most generally you're going to be in your head and telling yourself, for me, not yourself, sorry.
yeah.
I'm going to be telling myself that the next move's too hard. Oh, we're not
Mm,
even halfway up the route. I'm pumped. I'm not going to make it. But it's not until the
yeah,
moment that I actually can drop into my breath and create space for
mm,
where I am that those
yeah,
voices also quiet down. But I think it's hard to then add in the voices of confidence. Like I think it's easier
yeah.
for me to get clarity than add in the voices of confidence. Um,
Okay, interesting.
yeah, silence in my mind is better than being like, go Tom.
Oh, true. That I don't think I've ever heard of that, but
mm,
that's amazing.
hmm um, yeah, I guess speak to that a little bit as well. Like, have you trained the self-talk to be positive in those states in a way?
Yeah, very much so. Like
Mm-hmm.
I came from being a very scared climber. I when I was first trad climbing, I never used to fall. Like you just climb. Like I falling was such a foreign thing to me, and even when I started sport climbing, I was just terrified of it. And then
Mm,
I recognized that I wasn't really progressing, and I knew that it was because of the fear of falling. So I watched a few videos and they talk about like mental training, trying to get away, like think about everything except for the falling. Like think about, oh, how fun is this climb? And like
mm,
this is so amazing, and really like be in tune with your body. And then you tend to not think about the falling. So trying to minimize the thought of falling so much. So when I feel myself sort of get nervous, I tend to just like try to come back to the climbing and like, oh, this looks amazing. Like, I feel really good. How cool was that move? And that tends to give
mm,
me a lot of confidence. And it's sort of, that's how I climb, is I try to think about the climbing and nothing else.
mm, yeah, pure presence. It's nice.
Yeah, yeah.
What would there be any tips that you could give people then? I guess that is one is like really just
Hmm.
think about the climbing that you've done or
Yeah.
yeah. Is there other things that you have learned that you could give to some listeners?
Yeah, I think, is the question like about fear of falling or being confident on the rock kind of thing or self talk as such?
Hmm. Um, I don't know. I feel like it all wraps up,
Maybe it's
but
all
maybe
related.
it's all related. Yeah, but I
Mm,
guess let's just go because that's like a prevalent one for a lot of people as
mm.
well. Like fear of falling. Like how you, yeah. Is there a tip to helping people with the fear of falling?
I think falling is a good way to train it, like
Let me write that one
to
down as well.
set
Yeah.
yeah, to set intention. Like if
Mm,
being scared of falling is like something you want to work on, the best way to work on it is to just fall. Like
mm,
set intention of, okay, I'm gonna go do this climb, like a really easy climb, and I'm gonna purposely jump off. And
mm,
then you like my thought process is when I do stuff like that, you don't think about the fear. You do like deep breath out and just jump off. And then as soon
mm,
as the fall is over, you positively reaffirm yourself and be like, oh, that was so much fun. Like
mm,
I was safe, I was fine. It's not scary, it was fun. I think like
mm,
you can fall a bunch of times, but if you're not like correlating it to a fun time, then it's still gonna be
mm.
scary.
It's I'm noticing a pattern of you have a very powerful positive self-talk or at
Yeah.
least a like
Yeah.
like aware and active with it. You know
Yeah.
where to
Yeah.
like introduce it and stuff like that to help
Yeah.
break down these patterns.
Yeah. Yeah, so and I
Mm,
think breathing comes into it a lot as well. Like if I
mm,
feel scared of another move, I go like breathe 1, 2, 3, and then you just go. Like
mm,
you don't allow any of the negative thought to come in. You just like listen to your your mind and then just go.
Mm-hmm.
So then there's no thought of, oh, what if I fall? What if this is too hard for me?
What if the scenario is like you breathe, you go for the
Mm,
move,
mm.
you don't get that move and you take a fall. Maybe the fall wasn't scary, but you also like you've talked yourself up to be like, oh, I can do that move, and you don't do it. Is there a level of like truth that you have with yourself to be like, oh, I didn't do it?
I try, like, I guess if you fall off a move and I don't like to be disappointed when I fall off because I guess
Mm,
again it creates like a negativity towards climbing. So I try to just like laugh it off, be like, oh, I can't believe that. Like I must have done
mm-hmm,
something wrong. I try to not be disappointed in myself because then I guess you
mm-hmm,
make climbing negative then, right? It's
mm-hmm.
supposed to be fun. People
Yeah.
that like there's nothing wrong with raging on the wall or like being angry if you fall off, but I sometimes I wonder, I'm like, why do you climb?
Mm,
Like
yeah. Yeah. If
if
it's
you're so
happening all the time.
angry, yeah, like if you're
Mm-hmm.
so angry, it's like just be happy.
Mm. I think that's what's so nice about climbing. Like even when it's not
Mm,
going the way that you want it to, like you fall
yeah,
in. You know, I've had a project where I went and stayed out there for 2 days to try and get it done, and
yeah,
didn't get it done.
yeah,
Um, but there's the thing with climbing is there's always something positive to pull from it. Like
absolutely.
there's so much to pull from it to be like that was actually really good, or like links is always a great thing, but like there's
Mm,
yeah, it's just such a great environment to be in.
yeah, and I guess the community is important too. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
like sometimes if I even if I have a day climbing where I fall off the warm up, for example, and I just climb terribly,
Mm,
it's like, well, I'm surrounded by friends, I'm surrounded by healthy people. Like, how can you be upset
mm,
over that?
mm-hmm. What does like your perfect day of climbing look like?
I really love on-sighting stuff or flashing stuff. So if
Mm,
I can get a few on-sites in, I'm really happy.
mm-hmm,
Obviously, if I'm like, I have different climbing days, like an on-sighting day or a project day or just like a fun, easy day. So I guess for an on-sighting day, obviously, if I on-site something, I'm pretty happy.
mm,
If I flash something, happy. It is send related. I feel climbing always is. People say that, oh, I don't care about sending or grades and stuff, but it is a nice feeling.
for
Uh,
sure.
and then I guess if I'm projecting something, I'd like to be always actively making links. I try my best. So those are successful days for me.
Yeah, that's probably true. Unless it's
Mm.
something that's just like so limit, it's probably true. Like it is true. That's what you're
Yeah,
telling me. But
exactly.
like I'm trying to think of like if that's true in my head as well. Um, but yeah, if something that is limit, I can always pull something from that to be like that was
Yeah,
exactly what I wanted from that day.
yeah.
Mm, yeah, yeah, I could think so. Um, Blue Mountains style again. You mentioned that it
Mm.
can be quite dynamic.
Yeah, for me personally, it is very dynamic. As someone that's not a short climber, but on the shorter end, uh, I find myself jumping and dead pointing for a lot of holds. Like a lot of tall people will just static and pull, but the climbing for me personally, I find is very dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
And
How have
as
you evolved from your Coolum knee bar into
yeah,
being able to like lose those feet and jump off the rock potentially?
as someone that was before moving to the Blue Mountains, I was a very static climber. Like wouldn't like never jumped for anything in my life, never dead pointed, just from being scared as well. I guess I wanted to make sure that I had good holds before I moved because I didn't want to risk falling off something if I jumped for it. So when I first moved to the mountains, I still tried to static everything and quickly learned that I'm not going to send anything if I try to static everything. So it built up slowly. Like I started doing a few like small dead points on easier climbs, and like learning my ability was really important because
Mm,
I didn't really know like if I jump, how far am I going to jump, or if I dead point, how far can I reach, and how much do I jump with my legs. So it was a like I guess a bit of a learning curve for me. I thought I was an okay climber, and then I realized that, oh, there's actually something that was really missing, and it's
mm,
being dynamic.
mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I noticed when I climbed internationally as well. Like
Mm,
it, just the styles of climbing changes so much, and like
So much.
interstate to state, location to location. But my first time like climbing on limestone, I'm like, this is, yeah, like you really have to embed and learn these
Yeah.
styles and ingrain them into the body,
Yeah.
because like this isn't like climbing that I'm used to at all. Like there could
Mm.
be similarities in, you know, climbing gyms because they've tried to create like more 3D style and everything like that as well.
Yeah.
But to actually feel it on real rock, it was so unique.
It's different. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it takes a while to like de-wire and rewire and get
Yeah.
it all
Yeah,
moving.
it's so different for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah. It'd be interesting to see like how you would go, like how you would fare at the Grampians, because I find
Mm.
the Grampians can be quite like, you know, big move juggy sort of things. You know, locations
Yeah.
are different to different, but yeah, I feel like it can be quite a dynamic style as well.
Yeah.
It'd be
I
cool to see.
now that I am a more dynamic climber, I do really enjoy it. When I was first learning and I was still, I guess, a little bit scared of the style, I didn't really like it. Any climbs that had like big moves or dead points, I was like, oh, I don't enjoy that. But that's just like me being scared, having taken over that experience. But now that I'm a bit more confident in my ability and I enjoy it a lot more, I think it's like my favorite style is something dynamic for sure.
Sick. Yeah, it's cool how it changes. It is cool how it
Yeah.
changes. Do you go around slab then? Because that's going like full anti-style.
Slab is one of those things that still
that little
scares
shake of the
me.
head. Yeah, yeah.
Like I have been venturing out and doing a little bit more slab. Like there's a crag in the mountains called Shipley, and it's just the most beautiful flat wall ever. And it, like, slab central, so much slab climbing from grade maybe like 15 all the way to 30 something. And just some nail slab climbs. Like I've fallen off 17s there. Some of them are hard. Slab
Yep.
is one of those things that really scares me, and I'm working on it. It's my complete anti-style. That's why.
Yeah, that's one that my body enjoys the most, but my head is
Yeah,
the most fearful of.
me too.
Of,
I
you
think
know,
that you explained that perfectly. Like I
yeah.
love the movement, but my head, like my mental game is just so weak. Like, what do you mean I have to hold this, like, not even 1 mil crimp, and there's no feet I have to just smear, and I'm a
Yeah.
meter above my bolt? Like, it's
Your
just
hand foot
I
matching
can't
in
appreciate.
wild positions.
Yeah, I can't appreciate it because I'm so scared. So it
Mm-hmm.
sucks. I guess you just
Yep.
have to train that out.
Yeah, I think the slab climbs that I've done are probably some of like my favorite climbs, because I'm like like actually being able to do them and not falling through, and yeah, having the body
They're very
move through it.
rewarding.
Yeah,
Yes.
one of them I've just like, it's probably my favorite climb, I think.
Mm,
I wonder if that's true. Definitely my favorite slab climb, but
mm,
yeah, I don't know. I just enjoy the movement so much. Like that's where my
for
body
sure.
really goes to work. Like I'm saying, I don't
Yeah.
have like intense down pulling pressure. I can just put my body into positions, you know, and that
Yeah.
helps
I
with slab.
think you should absolutely check out Shipley then, if like write it down as a place to visit, because
Shipley. Cool.
it's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Do you, so like with the Blue Mountains, it's how like I don't really know how big it is. Like
Mm.
do you just, is it like you, I don't know, can you explain it in a way that my question is going to somehow make sense? But like I know you
Yeah.
have like Katoomba and Blackheath, but then like
Hmm.
can you enter in from those two places, or do you have like all these so many different entry points into different crags, or it's just like long approaches from
So
different places?
I guess the mountains are sort of split up into like 5 suburbs, and you go Lura, Katoomba, Medlow Blackheath, uh, and then Mount Victoria. There's a road that runs like through the middle of all of them. So, and then there's different crags in every suburb. So there's crags in Katoomba that I went to. I went to one crag today that's like a 10-minute drive from home, and it's in Medlow. But I think there's like 50 something crags in the mountains, and the longest you would drive, the furthest away one is maybe an hour 40 maybe 2
Wow.
hours. So it's
Mm.
like a lot of climbing in a very small area. A lot of climbing.
Mm. Yeah, it's almost the opposite of where I am.
Yeah, I guess that's the appeal
Yeah.
with the mountains is that
Mm.
if you want to climb and not have to drive like 40 minutes to get to a
Mm.
crag every day, Blue Mountains is where you want to be. There's a
Yep.
crag that I could probably walk to from my house, and
Whoa.
it's just quality climbing. Yeah. So it's very convenient.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's so
Yeah,
sweet. I know.
yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense why people pull up there so much.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
and because it's such like because it is so close relatively to Sydney.
Mm.
Is it overly busy? Like as climbing progresses and gets more popular, which I think we can see.
Mm.
Is it getting like is there like damage happening? Is there just like people everywhere, or is it not too
It,
bad out there because
it's not.
there's so much, climbing.
There's so many crags that everyone tends
Mm.
to spread out, and I think we do get a lot of people that come down from but Sydney, it tends to only be on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, it's not that busy. Like you would expect to see maybe 10 extra people at the crag. Like on the weekdays, if I go climbing, I'm usually the only one at the crag. It's not a
Oh
very busy
wow.
place because there's just so many crags. The chances of running into someone is pretty low. Like there are days randomly where I'll go to a crag and there's like 15 people there, and it's like
Mm.
what the heck happened? But there's other days
Hmm.
where there's no one. Even on weekends, you go to like quote unquote popular crags, and you're the only one there. So I wouldn't say it's getting busier that I've noticed. Even over
Mm.
Christmas this year, while everyone was off, it really wasn't that busy.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm so excited to experience it. It might just grab me. It might
absolutely.
be like the bug that grabbed you because I'm like,
Yeah, and you might be moving here.
yeah, well, I'm putting things in place like with, I don't know, I'm trying to go all in. I'm trying to go all in on climbing
Hmm.
and build my life around it. A, for what it's given me, what I think it can give me.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm leaving my role to find something in the climbing space and also just give me
Oh, very
time to
cool.
build, to build
Yeah.
this out because I don't know, I have a lot of ideas that I want to do and
Hmm.
the role that I'm in, it doesn't allow me like a lot of
Yeah,
energy to spend in other places. Um, so yeah, I'm leaving and going all in. And
that's awesome.
that freedom of leaving also potentially opens up, new areas to move to. So,
Yeah, yeah. Try
and then,
before you buy.
yeah, April's trip will be like a nice telling one. I'll be
For
pumping up
sure.
my fiance to be like, oh, look
Yeah.
how nice it is here. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. It's a very like if you're not a climber, it's a very beautiful place to live. Even if you don't
Mm,
climb, the scenery here is just stunning. There's so
mm,
many like trail walks and hikes and just looking outside, it's beautiful. The weather is
mm.
perfect. You do get a few like rainy days because you are in the mountains, I suppose. Last week, I think we had over like 300 mil in 4 days. We
Shit.
just got a bunch of rain randomly. So you do get
Whoa.
weeks where the weather's a bit sad, but
Hmm.
otherwise it's like amazing weather.
Mm. Yeah, that sounds nice. What's it like in terms of um the community around, like, say, okay, if everywhere you can kind of walk into, yeah, if it's built up and everywhere you can kind of walk into the crags, is there like
Mm.
pockets of communities around that everyone, I don't know, how does it all work in the Blue Mountains? Like, do you kind of just, there's so many people that, does everyone sort of know everyone, or are you kind of bumping into
Yeah.
people a lot?
It's
Yeah, okay.
it's like small town vibes.
Mm,
Every climber knows each other. You meet
mm-hmm.
everyone eventually, and
Yeah.
everyone knows everything about everyone. It's a very
Cool.
small community.
That's nice.
So you go to the crag, and most often, if there's someone else there, you know them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so interesting.
Mm,
That's what's so funny is like you feel like climbing is taken off and it's getting this like massive sport and growing. But
mm.
even in Victoria, we kind of, yeah, I feel like I've seen most people's faces.
Yeah, exactly.
Whether you know
There
them
are a
or not. Yeah,
few.
it's like, oh, hey, dude.
There have been a few instances where you've gone to a crag and you've known no one there, but usually it's
Mm,
like newer climbers like entering the sport and sort of just learning. But if you're going to I guess less well-known crags with newer people, you tend to know most people there.
that's cool. That
Mm.
is cool because I think that's something that like the Grampians has to a sense, more so Arapalis definitely has because Natty's like a very close knit community. But
Hmm.
it's very hard to get it at the Grampians. Halls Gap's close. Um, I mean, it's in the Grampians. It's close. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm not like fully in it and I'm not aware of it. But it does feel like we sort of miss a bit of community because everyone's generally
Yeah.
coming from Melbourne into it.
Yeah.
And like, you're driving 3 hours, 3.5 hours to get there. So
Yes.
the
A
distance,
long
you
way.
lose a long way. Yeah. You lose some form of a sense of community, I
Mm.
think.
Yeah, like I'll go to the
Mm.
supermarket or be walking down Main Street and 90% of the time you run into someone you know.
Mm.
It's just like
Mm-hmm. What's
you've
the
got
percentage of people?
retirees.
Yeah, sort of like is it like a climbing majority in the Blue Mountains or is it
I
just
think
like
it
just
would
people
be
loving
up
mountains?
there.
Mm.
A lot of retirees and like middle-aged people. I think maybe I don't know the number specifically, but it would have to be up there as like a high percentage of climbers.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't wait. So excited. I've got my little laundry
Yeah,
list that I'm gonna do some digging on these places.
amazing. Yeah.
Stoked. What's we can remove grades from it, but what
Mm.
would be like your standout route, like the favorite route that you've done? You may have mentioned it, but I can't remember.
There is one, like, if grades are irrelevant, there's a climb I did today. I went to a new crag today. It's
Mm.
called Reservoir Dogs, and it's these 40-meter sport routes. They're split into two pitches, so you can just climb them in one go if you like, or you can stop halfway.
Mm.
There's a 21 I did today called, what's it called? I wrote it down. It's called My Way or the Highway. It's a grade 21, but it's
Mm.
just like quality climbing. It's like slabby into a little bit of steep into technical. You're
Mm.
climbing up the side of this flake, like finger jamming, and then the steep finish. And it's just like it's 40 meters of good climbing.
Sick. Nice. So how often are you out there? If you were out there today, are you just you outdoor climbing heaps?
I think I try to average at least 4 times a week.
Shite.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Like
4 times a
would
week.
I'd be like 5 or 6, but usually my skin's really sore, so I can't climb.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like the
Oh
body
wow.
feels fine, but my skin is bleeding. I have bleeding fingertips, so I can't climb.
Damn. That's lucky.
Yeah.
That's a you're in
Yeah.
you're it's a nice position to be in.
Yeah.
I love that.
Absolutely.
I love that. I think I maybe climb 3 times, but that's
Yeah.
all in the gym. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
maybe once a month I'm getting outdoors. Something
Only
like that at
once
the
a
moment.
month, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
it'd be hard. If you don't live close to Crags, it's very difficult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It just takes a little bit of I don't know. It's psych was high when we first started, I think. And
Mhm.
we'll just be driving out there for like, a day. I
Yeah.
don't know if we ever I don't even know if we ever did a day. Cathedral Range is a bit closer. That's solid day
Mm.
trips. But yeah, the accessibility is really intriguing to me. Just to be able to
Yeah.
I'm just going out, finish work early, and go out for a route or two. That's
Yeah. You don't even have to finish early. Like some days I'll go out climbing at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon because it's daylight
mm,
savings. I'll be
mm-hmm.
at the crag till 8:30 and I still get a full day of climbing in. It's still
Yeah,
like
that's true.
3 or 4 tie-ins. So
Mm,
a lot of people that even work full-time jobs, they work the whole day and then they just go climbing in the afternoon because you're not
mm,
spending that time driving an hour to crags. It's a 15-minute drive away at most.
damn, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so cool. Damn. What's like the environment that you like to create at a crag to make like
Mm.
the most optimal experience for yourself and for everyone, like to create a nice sort of send-in environment for yourself. How do you sort of create that space?
I think
If you do.
it's hard. It's hard to create a space, right? If you've got other
Mm.
people at the crowd, you can't really control their behavior or how they're going to be. If they're going to be loud, if they're going to climb right next to you. Like I try to not have to create a space for my climbing, like have to have 8 hours sleep and have to eat a good breakfast and this, because I feel that it's like it can sometimes become an excuse for not performing well. I try to just like, it is how it is, and if I send, I send. If there's people screaming at the crag and I don't send, it's not because of them.
Mm.
Sort of like, I try not to have like it needs to be this way for me to send, because that's not the case, right? You can send in any environment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
unless it's 300 mils of rain.
yeah, exactly. Unless it's soaking wet or it's like a
Yeah,
35-degree day and the sun's on you.
totally. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah.
Yeah, I always find that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I like the perfect environment, but I do like to at least maybe control the controllables, or at least like be within like my realm. Like if I am creating space, it's just around myself, and that might include my
Yeah.
belayer and everything like that as well.
Hmm.
So yeah, being with my belayer, and like generally it's just a loose feeling, generally we're
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
still, I'm almost, just talking my way up to the third bolt as well,
Hmm.
unless it's something that is like, I don't know, maybe it's scary
Really
or I need
hard.
to be
Yeah.
ultra focused or
Yeah.
or hard. But like, yeah, trying to create like a nice environment. But sometimes, I've had a couple next to me who were just like, they were going through some like full couple
Oh
thing,
no.
and that like, yeah, like the almost like the classic you always do this kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I'm like
Yeah.
just climbing next to him, like trying to be like, I'm I'm
Ignore it.
listening to this,
Ignore
and I
it.
can't, it's so
Yeah.
hard to ignore as well, because I'm like, now I'm just intrigued as to what's happening. So
Yeah. For
creating that
sure.
sort
You
of
get
space,
distracted. Yeah.
it's I think it's hard to not get distracted sometimes. But it does sound like you have a really well, or like self-aware mindset. Is there
Mm.
like, has that just come through climbing, or have you been able to like work that previously? Like if you just had that meditation practice or something like that, is there
Mm.
something that you've been able to do that helps?
I think it's only since I started climbing. I think like
Oh,
the
that's
having the
cool.
anxiety about falling and being scared has sort of forced me to have to do that. So I think
Mm,
it's only come on as I climb, and then learning from others as well, people you climb with. I like to like
mm-hmm.
learn about like their style and if they get scared and how they process it and deal with it. So I think it's like information from other climbers as well that I try to take on and try to learn from everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so interesting that it's like, I mean, climbing can just give you so much.
Mm.
That's, isn't
Yeah.
that cool?
And
Like that, like
it's like
it's a
it's
full
so
mindset
interesting.
change. Mm,
Yeah, you can transfer that into your everyday life as well. Like
absolutely.
when things
Mm-hmm.
are hard or when they're scary, it's like you can take what you learn from climbing and you can apply that definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, I'm pretty sure it's the Wide Boys saying, but they say top rope confidence. And like
Mm,
now
mm,
like I sometimes think about that when I'm like doing something scary on the outside
yeah,
life, not
yeah.
in climbing, and being like, okay, it's okay, just pretend you're on top rope, and like then
I've actually
speak in front of people or something like that.
Yeah, I've caught myself like when I'm on a route and I'm really scared, I think back to that. I'm like, just tell yourself it's just top rope, and then
Mm,
you're like, it's just
mhm.
top rope, it's just top rope.
Yeah,
It's not, but you
no.
believe it.
What's something that's weird that like I I don't know. I don't know if I've experienced, but I'm experiencing it on this project that I have at the moment, is
Mm,
like to get through the crux and then to feel the rest of the route. I clipped up to the next bolt and then pulled through. So like I kind of kept swinging between leading and then, I was then below the bolt, so then top roping and then leading.
yeah.
And that messed me up more than just leading, which was so
Oh,
interesting for
really?
me. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think I had to like kind of keep switching in my head
Yeah.
what it was that I was like being secured by, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
really know. I've tried to think about it, I guess, a little bit, but like it was just as scary going from, I don't know why, but like scary going from lead to top rope, like being on top
Mm-hmm.
rope. It was almost like I needed lead confidence back to do the top rope section.
100%.
It was
Sometimes
so
I feel
bizarre.
more scared top roping,
Mm,
especially like when you multi-pitch or you do long routes like the crag I went to today, you second to clean the routes, and I'm like, I'm actually scared seconding it because I suppose you have that fear of like, if you fall, what's the rope stretch going to be like?
mm,
Am I going to have
mm-hmm.
to pull back on in a weird way? And I'm like, oh, I'd rather just be leading it because you
Totally. I
like,
mean,
you
that's,
know,
yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
just climb, and if you fall, you
Mm-hmm.
fall. You just pull back up the rope. But it's like when you're
Mm-hmm.
top roping, it's like, oh, this is so different.
Yeah, it was such an interesting feeling to like just keep
Mm.
transitioning through that. Wait, I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, fascinating.
Fascinating. Have you had the opportunity to do many multi pitches there?
Yeah, a few. Not as
Mm-hmm.
many as I'd like to, because I've just like only been sport climbing, but I've done, how many have I done? Two or three since moving here. So like
Mm,
not as many as I'd like to.
mm, mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of multi pitching, a lot of really good multi pitches.
Mm. Are they, and is it just predominantly like sport? Is there trad there? Like all the multi
I
pitches are,
think there's
are
there's
sport as
a,
well? They're
a
belted?
lot of trad climbing.
Oh, okay.
No, there's a good
Interesting.
mixture of trad and sport
Mm-hmm.
and mixed routes as well.
Yep. No. Any recommendations on a multi pitch to do?
There's a 22 called Wally's World. It's in Katoomba,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like one of the best multi pitches I've ever done. So much fun.
Really?
Just quality climbing. It's really well bolted. It's like, and it's on until you get to the anchors of every climb. Of both,
Mm.
it's two pitches, at both the 22. It's just amazing climbing. Probably like
Cool.
if I had to recommend a multi pitch to anyone, regardless of what grade you climb, it would be that
Mm.
one.
This is so sweet. This feels like a very selfish episode, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'm just like writing all this down myself.
yeah.
But I guess if people are listening as well, I wonder when this episode comes out. I wonder. But I guess if there is recommendations as well, that'd be cool to drop them down somewhere. If people are listening to me and like, do this multi-pitch as well. Because then I
Yeah,
can also
yeah.
use that.
Hopefully it's before you come to the mountains.
Yeah, I think so. That's in April. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I've got 13 pre-recorded now. Now that I've released 2. Well, I guess
Yeah,
14
and
now because of yours.
how often are you releasing them?
Once a week.
Yeah,
Yep.
maybe.
So I guess that's 4, 8, 12. Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can bring this one forward though.
You can even
Yeah.
you just do an Instagram post and say even
Oh, that's true.
heading to the mountains.
Oh, that's very true.
You're gonna have a
Yeah,
very big list, I think.
yeah. Yeah, it's 10 days. So I'll try and blend that in with family, rest
Yeah.
days, hard climbing, adventurous, and do what we
Yeah.
need to do.
It's like any holiday time here is not enough. Like there's so much climbing, and I just feel you never have enough time.
Yep. Yeah, that's why I just don't know how to spend it. I don't know how to spend it. I
Yeah.
think, but what's cool is either way, I'm going to just have the best time.
Have a good time. Exactly.
Yep, for sure. Unless, I don't know, even then I'd probably still enjoy it because I'd be able to belay my partner. But I won't even say it, but like if I get a flapper on day 1 or something like that.
Yeah. Still a good
Yes.
time. Like it's still
It's still a
regardless
good
of if you're
time,
climbing or not, it's just a beautiful place.
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking about, like having this podcast and everything like that as well. Like I think my love and passion for climbing has gotten to a point so much where I now have the energy to actually share my love of it and that's what I think this is, like I now have expendable energy in my climbing life to be like,
for sure,
everyone should try this, everyone needs to do it. That's kind of where I think it's a lot of the passion's coming from. Like I went over to the States like in August, September, and went to Yosemite and didn't like get to climb there at all. And I was pretty
really?
disheartened. Yeah, it was logistically, it was difficult to find I was like, I don't know if I'm going to get on ropes there because I didn't actually I took a harness and shoes. And I think it was just going to be hard to find a partner, but I'm like, oh, we'll go to the valley. And, you know, if I can find some bouldering pads, then I'll just do some boulderings. I trained for Midnight Lightning and try and do Midnight Lightning.
Cool.
But couldn't find any pads either.
Oh, no.
They don't, you don't hire them in the valley. That's something that I learned. You got to go, it was like an hour and a half away where you have to hire pads from, or you can find someone. But I was asking people in Camp 4 and no one in Camp 4, surprisingly, was really a climber. They were just there. I'm like,
oh my God.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a mishap. But what it made me feel was like I still stood at the base of Midnight Lightning and I touched the pull-on holds and I was able to experience like just how much I love climbing because of like how giddy I am and how much I'm enjoying myself still just being here and not actually doing the act of climbing. It put climbing into like a really nice space in my head where I'm like, whoa, yeah, I love this. Like this is just so nice to be around, to be in the history of, like, you know, being in Yosemite was so
it's such
special.
a historical place. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, for like El Cap's like hidden until you like kind of pull into its view, and we timed it so we'll get in sunrise. And the moment I saw it, dawn wall was glowing, and it made me cry straight away.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's one of those things, but I think it would be enough. Yeah, it's beautiful. I've never experienced it. It's on my list of places, and I will be going there. I think it's something that I would love to experience.
Yeah, I can't wait to go back. I also want to. I do want to climb. That would be the goal to climb there next time. But just going is
isn't it insane?
Phenomenal.
Like, even as a climber, like, you know what's involved with climbing it, to stand there and look at it and think people have climbed this. I think that's amazing.
Oh, it's so big when you stand underneath it.
Yeah.
Holy shit, El Cap's huge.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah. What surprised me the most is like how much rock is there. It's like, it's not really even just the valley. Like there is just rock everywhere there. It's so crazy. I mean, America just has insane landscape. But maybe also, I mean, I would love to go to New Zealand because the landscape there is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's very beautiful.
Did you have much, obviously not climbing, but like adventuring? Did you see much of New Zealand?
Not really. Like, where I lived in New Zealand, it was very like city based. So there's like city and the beach, and that's kind of it. Otherwise, it's like a fair drive to go anywhere else. So I went to the beach and went to the city, and that was it, unfortunately. But there's some like beautiful hikes and like beautiful mountains. I'd love to go back and hike them, even like not even go as a climbing trip, just go as a hiking trip, because it's just some insanely beautiful places there as well.
Something that's been on my list, I don't even know if it still happens, but they had the Kathmandu coast to coast. Whether that still happens, I'm not entirely sure. But it's like a trail run, mountain bike sort of cross-country style, and canoe or kayak. So it's like almost triathlon-esque, but instead of a swim, then you go through different legs. Like, you do a 10K run, then you have to jump on the bike and you go west coast to east coast, I'm pretty sure it is. And I've always had that in my head to be like, that would be so fun to do. Like,
that sounds amazing.
What a way to experience a place is just like, nature creates
in every
just
terrain.
Like the beautiful, totally. Like you get to be on the water, be in the mountains, going up and down the mountains, and just like in it, Yeah, that'd be. I wonder if it still happens.
That'd be awesome.
Let me write that down as well. I think that was like 10 years ago or something like that I first thought of doing it.
I've never heard of it, but there'd be something similar to that still be going on, surely.
I'm sure. Something that I also wanted to bring up as well is I noticed on your YouTube, which, if people want cool looking climbs, and there's a few avenues to go with the YouTube as well. You mic'd up for it as well?
Yes, a few of them.
Oh, okay, and that makes sense now that you are doing it. You're going back up second go, because I'm like, it is crazy. You're going for like these pushes.
even like I film my friends as well, and they'll go for Sengos, and they'll wear a microphone as well. There's a climb actually of me climbing a 26 back in Queensland, and that was a climb where like I sent it and I was wearing the mic and it was being filmed. So much pressure, like insane amount of pressure. But yeah,
Is that the one that was shot sort of top down where you're like, I don't remember, oh no, I don't remember my
yeah, that
beta.
one.
Is that one?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that one, because that one looked real. That one looked like that was
Yeah.
like at the end, just like a little bit, you know?
Cruxin. That I hadn't even been back to that climb in like a month and something, so I forgot everything. Didn't warm up, was just being stupid. Like warmed up on the ground with a fingerboard and did some squats and like push-ups and then just went for it. Like so should have bolted it. I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, that was a real sin, and I was wearing the microphone for that as well.
Yeah, I noticed. You know, that's what made me. Oh, maybe it was that one. I can't remember if it was that one, but where I noticed where you were mic'd up because you were just like, oh, God.
Yeah, it was that one.
And I'm like, okay, Australian, sweet. Yeah, but no,
Yeah.
apparently not. Apparently not.
That
funny.
was that did the rounds. Like we put it on the TV for a few friends to watch, and they'd quote it for months afterwards. And I'm very embarrassed, but also that's who I am.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, let it out.
Yeah.
And then the drone footage as well that you have, is that done? Is your partner belaying or is your partner filming, or is it like a chop and change?
It chops and changes. So we have friends that have drones as well, and they film for us as well, and we film them. And then I just got a drone for Christmas actually. So sometimes it's my partner belaying, and then one of my friends that also has a drone, he films, and we just like interchange between four of us. So it's never really one person flying it. And then some instances where friends, it's like only two of them at the crag, and they'll still fly the drone, but they just have like the controller next to them while they're belaying and like move the drone upwards. So
Oh yeah. It makes for great
forever
footage.
changing.
Yeah,
I think there's a real gap in like the footage community for drone footage, especially in the mountains.
Yeah,
So it's like it's
Australian
special
climbing
that
in general, I think. Yeah,
even Australian climbing. So that's where like it's important, because often when I'm trying to climb, I like to watch videos of someone doing it, and there's not many out there, which is sort of my reasoning for pushing more content out, because I think there's not enough of it.
Yeah, I mean that's a similar thought pattern as to myself. You know, like I think that I had the thought so many times where I'm like, I could tell you every, like, just boulders, I could tell you every hold on Burden of Dreams. I could talk to you about Return of the Sleepwalker. I could, you know, Silence. We've seen like so much footage of like all these hard climbs across the world. But, you know, if there is footage of these Australian climbs, they're either old or they're, you know, like an iPhone
And you can't
footage
see anything, and they're shot from the ground up.
Exactly. Yeah. So like to be able to bring, and I think what you're doing with your content as well is like seeing people on the climbs that, you know, it might be their project or it might be like, you know, a couple of grades above their ability, and to be able to then see people on them like in Australia climbing their projects, it brings it into like their realm a little bit. So like makes it possible for them. And that's kind of what I want to, like what you're doing with the video content is what I want to do with like the, you know, I guess long form speaking content as well as information. That's a good word. Let's write that one down. With the information that other people are putting out as well, is to bring like Australian climbing into people's spheres more, so everything feels more possible and doable. And there's so much here to do, and if you can actually like look at it and search it, it makes everything, I don't know, so much better and more enticing.
Especially, for people planning trips and to be like, oh, I want to go to this crag, but like I've only got the guidebook and I don't really know what the crag looks like or what these climbs look like, what the style is. I think it's like, it's really cool if you can just watch a video. I think like it opens you up.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly how we found you, you know? Because you are putting down, like, oh, we're going for a trip. Let's type it in, you know?
Google some Blue Mountains.
Yeah. So I advise everyone, if you're going to, like, jump on, view your YouTube content and what you're putting out, because I think it really helps and you can see these climbs in a very clear way. I'm
Yeah,
going to
for
have to
sure.
stop looking at the ones that are like, 24, 25, so I don't ruin my on-sites. But, 28s are
Yeah,
fine at the moment.
for sure. Yeah. I think my goal for this year as well is to put out a lot more content. So like
hmm
I bring the drone every time I go to the crag. Now, if there's three of us, I'll bring it. It doesn't matter what I'm climbing, but it's just like
hmm
to be able to get footage and put it out for everyone to see, I think is like that's my goal for the year, to just put out as much as I can.
Have you found, because I'm pretty, in Arapalis, I'm pretty sure they're illegal, but have you found people being like, put it away? Is it a nuisance? Because they can be quite loud as well, or not so
No,
much?
surprisingly, we've got the newest model at the moment, and it's actually not that loud. It's
hmm
really quiet in comparison to what drones were like a few years ago. So, and again, like the crags aren't that busy usually. So if there's other people there, we just ask, and
hmm
they're usually a yes most of the time.
Yep.
So there's not been a lot of pushback really,
Yep.
which is really
Nice.
good.
Totally. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, it makes for great footage.
Yeah.
I just can't believe that it's like not more out there. You know
Mm,
what is funny is, um, like who I'm going with, we were speaking, and he was just like, I'm like, well, I'm gonna, because once he sent me you, and I started watching, I'm like, oh, I might have Brooklyn on, and then I can
yeah.
ask her specifically about the climbs and get some like cool
Mm,
places to go and everything like that. He's like, well, yeah, but I also, he spoke to like his AI and was just asking
mm.
what places to go.
Oh my God.
And he's like, no,
But it's like,
they've actually given some good spots. I'm like, yeah, but can it's got to be so different to me and you communicating right now, and
yeah,
you're like, oh,
definitely.
I had this experience on this specific climb. You should go here. I'm like, okay, well, yeah,
I wonder where they would be
life
getting
works.
that, like, where they'd be getting that information from, like
I don't know.
ChatGPT, for example.
Yeah.
Because you have to be logged in to see comments on the crag, like where people make personal comments
Mm.
about
Mm-hmm.
their climb. So unless they've been given access to that, but it's like, yeah, I wonder where they'd be driving their information from. And
Yeah.
it's so
So true.
different talking to people that like an outside source of like AI is just gathering information versus someone that lives here and knows the climbing. Yeah, they're
Mm.
two totally different things.
I found it bananas that he was just like, no, it's okay.
Yeah, it's
I've
so
actually got some
funny.
really. So now I'm gonna with my list that you've sort of gone
You
here.
should ask
And
me.
I'll go
Yeah.
back to him and see what his list is. And it'd be so funny
Yeah.
to see if
You
they're just dog shit.
You should have asked him
I
to
should have
send the list
asked.
through so we could review it.
I
That
should
would have
have.
been awesome.
Nice. Well, I'll send it through, and you can send it in a message, and I'll like maybe
Yeah,
I'll put it up here some
crop it.
form of digital way, and you'll be like, no,
Yeah,
no, 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 no.
yeah. I think
Um.
there's three main crags I know will be on that list, which is Wave Wall, Main Wall, and Shipley.
Yep.
They're like
Yep.
very common crags for
Mm-hmm.
people to go to. They're recommended to everyone. So I guarantee that those three will at least be on there.
Yep. Yeah, they're gonna be mentioned
And they're
somewhere
not
on the
bad
internet.
crags to say the
Mm.
least,
Yep.
but there's better crags.
Especially if we're like if we're looking for a specific experience, like
Mm,
you
mm.
can provide that better than
Yeah,
ChatGPT. One would
exactly.
think it'd be it'd be hilarious if it's word for word the exact same that you've given.
Yeah, how funny would
They're just
that
like,
be?
my way or the highway is probably the
Yeah,
best, and you're like, shit, okay, crazy.
that's hilarious.
That
Yeah.
would be funny. But something to touch on with YouTube as well, or also putting yourself
Mm,
out there in terms of content and on the internet and everything like that as well. I noticed one comment was, one would think negative. Oh, I don't know. Maybe just, I don't know. It felt a bit, I don't even know what the word is. Not negative, but the comment was something
yeah.
like, I know why we're all here, or something like that. Or
I
like,
saw that comment
mm,
and I was very confused by it because I'm like, are you like it's such a misleading question because it can be taken in so many ways. Like, are you watching because it's a like a female on the rock climbing and you're like being a weirdo about it, or is it like really enticing the climbing? And like I think I responded to the comment and I'm like, tell me why, please, and like never got a response. Someone else responded under it and said, like because it's such a beautiful place, etc., etc. But yeah, it was strange.
yeah, like that's. it's an unfortunate thing that comes with the internet as well, of like putting yourself out there. I expect to maybe get something, but also from a female's perspective, like what is it like? I don't think out of all the females that I've asked on the podcast, I don't think I've asked the question, but like, what is it like climbing as a female, like in the sport, which is, you know, have to be predominantly male, and dealing with that as well? Like, what is it like climbing as a female, just in Australia?
I think it's a good community. Like, you know, climbers are good people, I like to think, and they're not like overly sexualizing or like think you're like, because you're a female, you're not as good as them. Because I think maybe if you had asked me 10 years ago, it would have been like a lot different. But for me personally, I feel that everyone's sort of viewed as equal until you go post something online, and then you get the majority that aren't climbers commenting. But I think there's been one instance actually, and it was back in Queensland, where I was climbing at a indoor climbing gym that I never climbed at before, and there was maybe, I think it was like a V5 or something, and a bunch of guys were trying it, and I asked them to try it. They didn't say anything. I think I flashed it, and they all just walked away. Like, I think they were maybe like hurt that like I did it, and they were projecting it. I didn't mean to. It just looked like a good climb, and I wanted to try it. But that was one time where I was like, that's weird. But for the most part, most climbers are very supportive, and like,
I would hope so.
you're viewed as an equal. Yes.
I would hope so.
I mean,
like,
it's 2026.
Yeah.
Equal rights, surely by now.
Surely by now. But yeah, you get those some internet sleuths that just drop in.
For sure.
And when I saw that, I'm like, I feel like why he's asking, or why he's like put that out there as well, whoever it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's such a hard thing to deal, or maybe it's not a hard thing to deal with, but it's just like a thing that, yeah, you would have to deal with probably more than me, you know? And I find that, yeah, I don't know, distasteful sometimes.
As climbers in general, like regardless of who you are, gender, there's always people that are gonna hate on you. Like when I climbed EIO, a friend of mine filmed it and he posted it on his YouTube. The friend that I was projecting with, we both sent on the same day, so we sent back to back. It was really special.
Sweet.
And we both did another lap after we sent it, and he like posted a YouTube video with comparisons on our climbing.
Oh, nice.
And some like
a
anonymous
side-by-side sort of thing?
Not quite. Like, he climbed it first and then I did it afterwards, but you can it's filmed from the same angle, so you can still see it's the same climb.
Cool.
And somebody commented underneath it like, oh, this is a really bad comparison, you know, the guy is climbing at his limit and it almost looks too easy for the girl, like, oh, like, bad video. And you're like, is that really necessary to say that? Like, I mean, it's a grade 28 climb. Of course it's going to be limit, but you get comments like that often. And it's like, it's nothing to do with you. It's a reflection of them at the end of the day, is what I try to remember.
Yeah, that's very true.
You're always going to, like, if you're getting hate comments on posts, you're doing something right. Like, you've made it, essentially, you know?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, for sure.
You're being pushed out to angry people in the world.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I find it so like maybe my non-climber friends or family or something like that, when I tell them like when the Olympics was on, or even just when like World Cup series is on, and I'm like, I just enjoy watching the females bet more.
Yeah,
I just like it more. And they're like, oh yeah, no, why? I'm like, no, it's like for the reasons
it's
that
just better.
Like the reasons that I climb is because I love the like the movement aspect of it really draws me in. And you know, some of the men can move like some of the females, but like how the women move up the wall is so much more enticing for me to like, it looks more fluidy. Like if I wanted to see power climbing and, you know, strength and everything like that as well. Yeah, like that can be there. just watching Andra scream heaps. But yeah, there's something to watching females climb, and that's like why you see the movement of like climb like a girl. Like I do try and bring that into my climbing a little bit as well, because it's just like and your style, even though you said that it
Mm.
was second time repeating it and everything like that as well, but like it does look effortless because there's
Yeah.
generally more technique and more like movement awareness on the rock, which is
Yeah,
pleasing to watch,
absolutely. Yeah. It's
Mm,
nice to see someone like struggle up a climb and like be cruxing out and like be
mm,
limit and throwing for stuff, but I do feel it's nicer to watch someone with technique that flows and just like
mm-hmm.
not make it look effortless, but like know there's flow in their climbing.
Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like I always get like kickback from saying it, but I'm like, no, it's just generally better. It's just
Yeah,
generally better
I
to watch.
agree.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. I feel like I've covered like a lot of the things on my list. We covered them
Mhm.
actually quite quickly in terms of the things that we want to bring up. But
Yeah.
is there other things that you want to touch on or like want to dig a little bit deeper into to kind of get the listeners for?
No, I think I touched like you asked me some questions about like some standout climbs, and
Mm,
I think I gave that one example of today a route that I did, but
mm-hmm.
I have a few climbs written down that I think are really good climbs for the grade if you want to touch on those, because I know you asked for that list of them. So I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah. I'd
that
love
the
to.
21 I mentioned doesn't really do justice as to like the most standout climb I've done. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
definitely a few more out there that are hearsay better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hit me.
Um, yeah, so there's I actually have three written down for the grade 23 because I think it's like the best grade. Think if like out of any grade I've ever climbed, I don't know. I just think it's a very
Mm.
enjoyable grade to climb.
Mm.
Like every climb is different, but never like too like personally for me it's never limit, but still hard and you can still
Mm.
appreciate the movement. I think
Mm-hmm.
23 is a great grade, and the mountains specifically. There's
Nice.
a I think the most like if there's a grade that there's the most climbs of. I don't know if I can articulate that better, but there's more 23s in the mountains than any grade, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay, cool.
There's a high concentration of them. Um, so there's a 23 at Sandstone, which is near that 27 I was telling you about, where there's the footage on. It's called Sensory Overload.
Yep.
Just like
Sensory.
amazing climbing. You behind this big valley, so it feels like kind of exposed and it's steep, really pumpy climbing, and then you get to the top and there's this like slab finish. And
Oh,
you're like
nice.
you're chicken winging. You're so pumped. I just think it's so rewarding when you get to chains
Mm,
and you're looking at the chains as you're doing the slab and you're like chicken winging. You're like I can see the anchors but I can't reach them.
right. And you can't move fast
I
through it
just
as well.
and you can't, no, you just have to slow down like after all the
Yeah.
steep climbing and just like
Mm,
thugging and dead pointing. I think that's like one of the best 23s I've ever done. And
nice.
then another 23 at a crag called Baronia, which has this like the crag is well known for this 29 there called, oh my god, I've had a mind blank. It's called Don't Believe the Tribe. It's this like mega line. It's the line you can see when you look at the crag, but
Mm,
that's a 29. I don't know. I've never been on it. I don't know what it's like. But
mm-hmm.
there's a 23 called Liptus.
Elliptus.
Yeah.
Hmm,
Lyptus is how it's spelled.
nice. And why
And
that one?
that's just, again, it's like it's steep at the start and very there's a very thought provoking crux where it's
Mm,
like, I can see the hold I need to get to, but I don't know how to get there. Uh, and then a like beautiful slab finish. Just like
cool.
very technical slab. I think it's
Mm,
great.
mm-hmm. So hey,
Uh,
you do like slab, it seems. There we go. It's coming out.
I like it in some sections, and it's like it's funny because a lot of crags will have like I really like steep, like just slightly overhung climbs, but often
Mm,
you're like you do the steep section, and then it's like slab at the end, and I'm like, oh my god, it's slab, I'm so scared. So you do get climbs where it's like steep at the start and then slabby at the finish, and I do enjoy that.
mm-hmm.
Uh, there's another 25 at that same crag. What's it called? Uh, oh my goodness. Let me have a look because I've got it on my page. It like one of the best 25s I've done as well. Very hard for the grade, like solid start, which is very difficult. It's called Grape Hour.
Grape hour.
Yeah, grape, like the food you eat.
Fruit. Yeah. Yeah.
25, like quality. Again, steep climbing, really hard start, and then like terrifying slab to finish.
Yeah.
It's
Baronia
so,
just sounds like it's all
so
slab to finish.
scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the
Sick.
theme for the crag for some of the like lower grade stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just like so much climbing. You get a hands-free rest halfway through before the slab, but it's just
Nice.
it's scary. Some other classics for like I guess keeping on the theme of 25s. There's a 25 at Sandstone called Year of the Gun. That's a really good one.
Year of the Gun. Cool.
Yeah. And there's a few 25s at that crag actually that are all really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then Loganbray, which I said to put on your list of places to go. There's a really classic 25 there called Dr. Stein.
Oh, I've actually looked at that one.
Yeah, that's really good. Like it's the most chalked climb I've ever seen. There's just chalk on every single hold, and it's like you're on a hold and you're like, oh, this doesn't feel good, so maybe this hold's better, and it's just nothing, but there's chalk on it because I think people like get stressed out and like grab stuff, but
So
it's
deceiving.
nothing.
Yeah.
So it's so deceiving. You go up and I tell people that are like trying to flash it, I'm like, don't look for a better hold because there isn't one. Like what you're on is probably the best. Don't go off into like where there's some chalky sections because majority of the time they're nothing.
Right. People are just hunting for rests.
Yeah, they're like, surely this is a better hold, and it's just not.
That's
but there's
funny.
just it's swimming in chalk.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a great climb.
Dr. Stein. Yeah, it's funny. I was looking at that yesterday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Highly recommend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and any others? Yeah.
We touched on those 24s at the egg. If you're like looking for some 24s that are all really good, like there's only 4 24s and there's like 8 climbs at that crag, so they're like hard to miss. But any of those 24s, I really recommend getting on as well.
Cool.
Just all quality, even though some of them are 25.
Yep. yeah. Some of them are hard.
Yeah.
Sick. Well, yeah. Thanks heaps for that. That's a lifetime of climbing for me there. Just kind
for
of
sure. Probably
through,
won't fit it in 10 days.
It's not 10 days. Yeah.
No.
Just be running around.
Yeah.
But that would be sick. That's so perfect. Thank you so much for doing that. Just to go into a little bit of your climbing then, to go into that, you've sent EIO or EIO.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you have projects on the go? Like, is there a climb that's really drawing your attention at the moment?
Like, I'm in a great space at the moment that I have no projects. I did every climb that I wanted to do, and then now I'm kind of like, I said this year I'm gonna climb 8A, so 29, but I'm just like, I don't know which one yet, and I'm kind of like figuring out how to structure it. If maybe I jump into some kind of training plan because I don't train at all. Like sort of nothing I'm psyched on. I'm just psyched on climbing. That's all it is. And I guess I took a week off recently. I did a few like moonboard sessions and stuff, but I didn't really spend any time like on the rope climbing. So just like doing some easy stuff to get back, doing a few like on-sighting days. But I'm looking for a 29 to project this year.
Cool.
So
that's awesome.
We also have a Europe trip plan, like mid-March we'll be leaving. So it's like
nice.
It kind of puts me in a tricky position where like I could find an 8A, but also if we go to Europe for 3 months, then it's like 3 months I don't get to climb that. So I'm not setting any goals because I'm just like I want to go and enjoy this climbing trip.
And so this is a specific climbing trip?
Yeah. We're gonna go to Klimanos.
Yep. In Greece.
Go to Greece, go to Klimanos. We're gonna hopefully go to Spain, go to Margalef.
Oh, nice.
there's another crag. I've just completely forgotten the name of it. Really popular. Serrana.
Mm-hmm.
Serrana. We'd like to go check that out as well. So a few little spots. Maybe
Dope.
some different style climbing.
Yeah. Go touch some limestone over there as well.
Yeah, I hear that Clemenos is very slippery and there's a lot of trust in your feet. So I'm very curious to see how I go. It's very polished.
How long is the whole trip for? How long are you going for?
We haven't like planned it as such. We'll just go until we feel like coming home.
Nice. Cool.
So maybe 3 months, maybe 4 weeks. Who knows?
Yeah.
Surely you can't be sick of Europe after 4 weeks.
I doubt it.
No.
I very much doubt it.
Yeah. Questions
raised if you get sick of it, especially if you're climbing over there.
Yeah.
For sure. If you get sick of climbing, I think there's still so much to do over there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But judging by your psyche and how big your smile is when you talk about just these climbs that we've gone through, I don't think you're going to get sick of climbing.
No, definitely not. It's a way of life.
Yeah, totally. That's why I liked putting at the start of my my podcast intro is Ron Cow talking about climbing being a way of life. And he's like he's a big idol. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Big spiritual idol in climbing.
For sure.
Well, nice, Brooklyn. It's been great. It feels like I've taken all of everything from this, but I hope people have as well. I'm sure they have.
Yeah, with like my small time spent here, like obviously there's people that have lived here for 10 years that would probably be able to recommend you better crags, but obviously they're opinion based, and I guess based on where I've climbed so far, those are some of the best crags.
Yeah, for sure. No, I appreciate that so much. I'm sure there'll be people who will be like, you on a YouTube comment being like, I can't believe you said Sharon Stone is one of the best.
Yeah. Absolutely. You always get them.
Yeah, you always get them.
Yeah.
I'll go climb there and be like, this is fucking awesome.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Or you can tell me it's shit. I won't be offended.
That is also true. Yeah. All of the climbs that you recommended sucked. So
never talking
so we just
to
went
you
to
again.
we went to our AI list and it was bomber.
Yeah.
That would be funny. Nice. Well, yeah. List. Oh, the dog just started barking then. But yeah, I've run through my list. I don't know. I feel like there could be more things to talk about, but I'm also happy to leave it where it is, not take up too much more of your time, let you get an evening climb in as well.
Yeah. No, I'm done for the day.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's been fun. I appreciate you coming on and making it happen pretty quick as well, which has been awesome. And I'm excited to see. Please keep up with it. Keep up with all the footage and the content that you're putting out, because I think it's going to be a world of service to Australian climbers and just internationals coming to see it as well, like to sort of see how beautiful Bluey's is. And if you do come to Victoria, sign up.
Absolutely.
There as well.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Nice. Absolutely. But yeah, enjoy. You can hear the cockies in the back. Enjoy. Enjoy your long weekend if you've got one, and happy climbing.
Oh, it is a long weekend this weekend. I didn't even realize.
Will
you be getting out this weekend then?
Nice. Well, no, because I run a business with my parents, and they're away in Tasmania before I leave the business. So then I'm just working 7 days basically. Yeah. But next week,
you'll make time for it eventually.
Well, once I'm unemployed, then I'll have a bit of time.
You'll have plenty of time.
We'll have plenty of time. Cool. Well, again, thanks heaps for saying yes. And, once you get this 29, jump back on. We can speak about the process there as well.
Absolutely.
I'd love to. Cool.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Nice.
Cool.
Lovely to meet you, and hang again soon.
Chat again soon, for sure. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Basically, rock